Well, guys, I guess this is kind of self-explanatory. I really wasn't planning on coming down here till next weekend, but I need to take some pictures for some insurance and things. And I thought, well, I'd get out here and start cutting this sucker up. And I got me a nice little fire going. And I've got the first big limb almost cut up. And I had so much brush I couldn't get it down tight enough to get it to burn, so I threw a bunch of smaller limbs on it to see if I could get it going there a little better. But hoo-wee, she's good and hot. Yeah, I'm starting out on a pretty good stack of wood here. I just got through with this part and I needed to fill up with gas. It wasn't running out of gas, but I heard it sputter once, and usually that means it's fixing to run out of gas. And I made this little jack right here a few years ago, and it works pretty good. You just open up these jaws right here and wrap it around the log, and it jacks it up off the ground to keep you from getting your saw blade into the dirt. And I welded me a big old steel ball bearing on that end, so you have a nice smooth handle. And that steel is two pieces slid together, so it's really thick and really strong. I think those things were over $100, and I made that one with just scrap metal I had around the house. So it worked out really good for me. I just thought I'd kind of give you a little heads up on what I was doing this morning, and I'm gonna turn this off and take me a little 5-minute break here and get back after it. You guys have a good one. I'll show you a little bit later. All right, guys. With that, earlier this morning, I got out here and got all that wood cut up. And got, as you can see, I still got a little bit of smoking going on there from the ashes. And I got me a nice big stack of wood on the back of that. There's a whole lot more. There's a couple of those pieces over there. I couldn't even pick them up. And got everything from over here. Yeah, that was a pretty good sized fire. It's like I said, it's still going. And from here all the way up to the road, I raked all that really good. And there was probably the equivalent of 3 or 4 gorilla cart loads of bark that had come off of this tree, just naturally fell off this tree and filled in all those little root spots. And I raked up a pile here and raked up a pile there. On the backside, I picked it up and put it in a wheelbarrow, the gorilla cart, and it was 2 carts full. And it's finally, the bark doesn't burn too good. It more smolders than burns. And I got these, they're just about out. I just come out here with a hoe and raked them around and kind of got them to finish up. And I got all my rocks put back up here to hopefully keep people from running off in that ditch. And I went and gathered up more rocks for this over here. I had a couple of guys, they backed a trailer off in this and collapsed this whole corner right here and just kind of collapsed it all off in there. And I brung it back up with my backhoe and I put 3 big logs here and some rocks. Well, that's been just about a year ago. And I went and got me some really nice big rocks and put down there on the bottom to kind of give it some stabilization. And I stacked up the rest of this and I thought, well, if I can get it big enough, they can see it, maybe they won't run into it again. But the first time my brother ever brung his tractor up here, it was really, really hard to get in there because this road is not that wide. So we moved the tin horn that away about 5 or 6 foot, and you still had a hard time because the road, you don't get enough swing. So I added on another about 5 foot. It was 6 foot, but with the rock up there on top, it's probably ended up being about 5 foot on this end. Now you can get, I've got a 16-foot trailer and I can get it in and out of there pretty easy now. But before it was just so hard because you'd come in here and you'd swing wide and then head straight at this one, and your trailer would be hitting back here. You know, you just don't get very good swing off that road. But I got all this up here raked up pretty good and cleaned up, and like I said, all that around that tree pretty good. That's just sawdust you see over there. But that made for a full day's work, I'm telling you. I got all this done and hauled those rocks and got that stacked up, and I wanted to show you this over here, give you an idea of how heavy these logs are. That big pile of dirt right there, and where this one was bulldozing its way through there and this one was bulldozing its way through there, that's a lot of dirt those things were pushing up through there. So hopefully hopefully the next time I come up here, I'm gonna bring my trailer and try to take 2 of these home, maybe 3. All depends on how it makes my trailer squat, and see what I can get home. But there's what, 2, 4, 6 red oaks and 5 white oaks here. And so I've got that'd make a heck of a lot of wood, even just half, because my sawmill guy, he'll cut it up on the halves for me. He's got one of my logs right now he's cutting up for me whenever he gets to it. But yeah, I got, like I said, I just stacked part of it, and then I started getting all these weird shapes and busted up stuff, and I just piled it up there, just get it out of the way and get it up off the ground. But this piece right here, well, and then that piece right there, I couldn't even budge them. I mean, those suckers were just heavy. I just had to kick them with my foot and roll them over there the best I could. But anyways, it's back to the way it used to be, other than the big 5 logs over there that are new. And hopefully I'll get me a couple of those out of here next time I come. Well, you guys have a great day, and thanks for checking in with me.